Hi there, welcome to my channel. I wanted to make this video for a while but couldn't find the right time to prepare it. I want to address one of the most common questions that beginning composers ask me. What can I do if I get stuck in a composition?
If you're struggling with this problem, I have some tips for you. But before I continue, please don't forget to subscribe, and if you like the content of this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with others so that educational resources like this are available to more people. First, I'd like to say that although I speak from my experience as a classical composer, I believe that these tips apply to popular music composition as well. Also, don't expect very technical advice. You'll be surprised when I tell you the simple things I do to overcome this problem. Finally, this is just a result of my own experience. I cannot guarantee that any of these strategies will work for you. However, I encourage you to give them a try. You have nothing to lose, and who knows, one of them might help. So, what can you do if you get stuck? Tip number 1.
Go for a walk.
I'm not kidding. This works a lot for me. If you've run into a mental block and keep trying to force your mind to overcome it, you'll become stressed, and stress is not conducive to creativity. You need to feel relaxed, so get up and walk around a bit. If you can, go out, but if it's late, just walk around the house. Make yourself a coffee or a cup of tea. It's highly unlikely that you'll find the answer if you try harder. It's not a problem of strength, but of ingenuity. If it's not late, try the park, or if shopping is your thing, go to the supermarket or the mall. Your mind will keep thinking about the problem, and the answer will come to you as you walk or drive, while looking at some flowers, or even while deciding if you want to try that new citrus toothpaste you saw the other day. Tip number 2.
Do some repetitive tasks like washing dishes or sweeping.
I'm serious. This also helps me when I get stuck. Performing one of these tasks that you don't have to think about puts you into a kind of trance state, and that allows the creative part of your mind to keep working in the background. You'll be washing a spoon or cleaning the bathroom when suddenly the solution will appear in your mind. You may not even notice it at first, but then you'll discover that you are humming the melody you were looking for, or that you hear in your mind the chord that you could not decipher a while ago. Tip number 3.
Do some exercise.
This is in line with my previous tips. Go for a run, play tennis with a friend, do some weightlifting, or whatever type of exercise you prefer. I walk 40 to 50 minutes on a treadmill every day, and I'm always more creative after doing it than before. I also feel better, more relaxed. If intense exercise is too much for you, try some yoga. We all know the benefits of exercise, so I don't have to mention them. My point is, those benefits have a huge impact on your ability to create, so don't neglect them. Tip number 4.
Meditate.
If physical exercise isn't your thing, you can try meditating. I won't tell you here how to do it. There are many resources on the internet. I use binaural beats, which help me focus and turn off the radio that plays in my head 24/7. You don't have to sit in the lotus position or repeat a mantra in your mind. I just lie on my bed and relax while listening to the binaural beats. At first, I couldn't do this for more than 5 minutes, but over time I've reached the point where I can meditate for hours. It reduces my anxiety and stress, neither of which is great for creativity. Tip number 5.
Try another path.
This is the only technical advice I can give you. The composition process can be seen as a kind of tree. Every now and then you get to a point where you have 2 or more options on how to proceed. Then you have to make a decision, and that leads you to a particular branch of this tree of possibilities. Unfortunately, sometimes this leads to a dead end. In those situations, just analyze what you've been doing, and you may be able to see the tree or at least part of it. Then you can go back to a previous fork and try another branch. It's like finding your way through a maze. It's a bit abstract, I know, and it requires some analytical skills, but it works. Tip number 6.
Listen to some music.
This one may seem counterproductive. Why would you need to listen to other composers' music if you want to write your own? Well, unless you're trying to write something unique and novel, which is very difficult by the way, chances are your piece or song has some affinity or at least shares some characteristics with one that already exists. Think about it. If you want to write a novel, The sensible thing to do, unless you are trying to write something very avant-garde, is to read a few novels of the type you want to write. It's not about trying to imitate. Rather, it's about discovering how others solved the difficult task of writing a novel successfully. The same applies to any other art form, including music. So, if you get stuck, you can try to identify other compositions that are similar to yours and listen to them a few times. If you have studied music professionally, you can try to analyze them. But this is not absolutely necessary. Listening to them a couple of times is all you need. Finally, tip number 7.
Go to sleep.
It's 11 o'clock at night and you've been banging your head against the wall for hours trying to solve the problem. What makes you think you will find the answer soon? Better sleep well and try again tomorrow with renewed energy. Unless, of course, you have this work due tomorrow, in which case, good luck. Also, believe it or not, I've sometimes been able to solve problems like this in my sleep. Yes, I've been able to compose in my dreams. It's an extremely rare occurrence, but it has happened to me a few times. Not always what I dream ends up on the score, but it can give me a hint of what to do. In fact, this year I wrote a small excerpt from an opera while I was sleeping. Seriously.
So those are the things I do when I get stuck in a composition. I hope this video has been helpful to you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a good weekend. Ciao.